Disney already dominates animated fairy tales. Can they do the same with live action? You're watching Beyond the Trailer's review of Oz the Great and Powerful.
You're gonna need this! I don't want to die!
I've waited for you to come and set things right.
Me?
Back in 2010, Disney single-handedly put the adult live-action fairy tale genre on the map with Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. A sequel to the classic story, it grossed over $1 billion worldwide and launched a slew of copycats as other studios tried to repeat Disney's success. But so far, no such luck, with Red Riding Hood, Mirror Mirror, Hansel and Gretel, and Jack the Giant Slayer all proving to be not poison apples, but box office poison. The only real hit has been Universal's Snow White and the Huntsman. However, that flick still pulled in less than half of what Alice did. And now, producer Joe Roth is hoping to prove his first success wasn't a fluke, as he delivers a prequel to The Wizard of Oz, which matches Alice from the release date to the posters to being available in IMAX 3D. Roth had even wanted his Mad Hatter Johnny Depp to play the wizard, and when that fell through, went after Robert Downey Jr. But he ended up having to settle for second-rate loopiness with James Franco, who's captured the public's attention, if not their box office dollars. Come on, we all know it was Andy Serkis who got butts in the seats for Rise of the Planet of the Apes. But the casting of Oz is a gamble even beyond Franco, as Michelle Williams, Rachel Weisz, and Mila Kunis have yet to prove they can bring in an audience either. That leaves the heavy lifting to Sam Raimi, who's looking for redemption after seeing the Spider-Man franchise not only survive without him, but thrive. Tim Burton had also lost Batman, but had hits afterwards, while Raimi has not. But besides talent, Disney has one other hurdle when it comes to Oz, and that's that they don't have total creative control over the property. Warner Brothers still owns the rights to their 1939 classic, and Universal's behind the Broadway juggernaut Wicked, which they are still planning to turn into a film themselves. But if Oz doesn't work out, Disney is already in post-production for Maleficent, where Angelina Jolie tries to add some depth to the Sleeping Beauty villain. And Emma Watson is in talks for their reimagining of Cinderella. So will Oz make Disney feel a little better about their pending Maleficent and Cinderella flicks, or will it be another Return to Oz for the studio? Sorry, Return to Oz fans, but that movie didn't score with critics or audiences, bringing in only half of its budget, causing Disney to put their newly purchased Oz rights on ice until, well, now. So I'm going to preface this review by letting you know that I really enjoyed Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. I went to see that film in IMAX 3D. I went on a weeknight because I had very low expectations for the film, and I was really impressed with what I saw. And I had the exact same situation here. I didn't get to see it in IMAX, but I did see it in 3D. But I went in thinking this was going to be just a horrible movie, and I just can't tell you how pleasantly surprised I was. It does have Sam Raimi elements, but I will say that it's very obvious that I think Joe Roth, the producer, sat Raimi down and said, let's take a hard look at Alice and why it worked, and try to duplicate that. I mean, I think there's still some Sam Raimi flair, but this is very much from the same playbook as Alice in Wonderland. And that movie was a huge success, even though a lot of people say they didn't like it. It still made over $1 billion at the box office. And I have to say, considering how good a time I had seeing Oz the Great and Powerful, I think that it could do equally well. It doesn't have Johnny Depp in it. It has James Franco, not a big box office draw, but I'm hoping that maybe this will raise James Franco up a level. In the opening, I said he was second-rate quirkiness, and I think that he impressed me. I'm upgrading him to first-rate quirkiness. He was really good. This is the best work I've ever seen James Franco do in a mainstream film. And he's really benefits from a great script. The wizard isn't just a character that's trotted out to do like funny jokes. He's not like the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. Although I did think they tried to have some depth for that character, and it didn't work out. Here, the wizard is a fully realized character. He goes through an emotional growth, a journey, and James Franco pulls it off spectacularly well. As for the acting, the rest of the acting in the movie, I think Zach Braff is actually surprisingly good as the voice of Finley the monkey, and also the opening Kansas scenes. The opening scenes in Kansas at the circus or the fair are really, really wonderful and really impressive. I think they really do a wonderful job setting the stage for what's to come and grounding it in reality. But so I thought he was good. I thought Joey King as the voice of the little China doll girl was fantastic. That was a great character. I was like, Disney, you're going to sell so many little China doll girls. I think the weakest parts were the witches. Not only from the acting, but also I think from the script point of view. Rachel Weisz and Mila Kunis had surprisingly little to do. The person who came across the best was Michelle Williams. I think she did a really nice job. I think some people after the screening felt that maybe she overacted a little bit, but I think that if you looked at the original 1939 version with Glenda, I think that Michelle Williams is trying to base her performance off of that, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and she was very likable. I liked her a lot here, too. Rachel Weisz, again, not really much to do. She was nice. I liked her costumes, and I think she definitely pulled off what she was asked to do. And Mila Kunis, I think Mila Kunis is a little bit of an unfortunate situation here, because the whole time I was watching the movie, I was thinking of Meg from Family Guy, because her character kind of has a similar situation to Meg, where she's not liked as much as the other sisters, and she's kind of like put down upon a lot, and people are telling her she's stupid, and so when she loses her temper and stuff, it just reminded me a whole lot of Meg from Family Guy, and so that pulled me out a couple times from the film. But she did a nice job. I think most people know who the Wicked Witch is at this point, but I will say, not a lot of Wicked Witch in the film. There's not even that cool fire tornado shot from the trailer. But the movie was so good that I'm actually not disappointed in that at all. And I very strongly see the possibility of a sequel with the Wicked Witch. And when she was on screen, I think that the prosthetics on the face didn't work so well, but I think that visually, and especially from far away, it worked out great. The laugh was great. She looked very cool visually. The movie was just a lot of fun. And on that point with visuals, the 3D in this film is spectacular. The opening credit sequence is worth the price of admission alone. And it's some of the best 3D I've ever seen. I would say it's even better than Amazing Spider-Man's 3D, and I thought that was very good 3D. This is excellent. I think you would be doing yourself a disservice not to see this on the biggest screen possible, which means IMAX if you can do it, and also in 3D. But at the very least, don't miss seeing it in 3D. It was great. So at the end of the day, I would say that just like the wizard himself, Oz the Great and Powerful puts on a spectacular show with heart. So did you see Oz the Great and Powerful? If so, write your thoughts down below. Were your expectations met or exceeded like mine? And of course, thank you for coming to be on the trailer for reviews like this sometimes for myself. We also have I do trailer reviews, movie news, crew reviews sometimes, and also audience reviews, of course. So I hope you'll subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.